Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm in the car. I'm in the Ford Fiesta, the one and only, the legendary Ford Fiesta. And yeah, I mean, this week, just to be totally transparent with you guys, I've been dealing with some, life things with my mom being in the hospital. Just like for, her cancer came back. She's trying to figure out some type of path. We've been running into roadblocks for like 3 months with the doctors, and then they kicked her out of the hospital. Like, it was a bunch of literally everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. She's sitting there, in the hospital right now with her arm broken. There's a lot going on, but I also wanted to make sure that I showed up just authentically for you guys, and then just showed up at all, because I know yesterday I didn't get a chance to make the video that I usually do, my daily videos, talking to you guys, saying what I've learned, or something that might help, sharing my experiences, my thoughts, my perspectives. And today, I wanted to kind of show up for you guys again, despite everything going on. And we're talking about moving this week, in the space. Friday night, that's the conversation we're having. And it's like, do artists have to move in order to pop off? Do artists have to move to a major city in order for their careers, to actually blossom? And then what cities are the best? Why? And then even what countries are the best? My thoughts on this, I'm actually going through this right now, where I actually plan to move to New York for a couple months. I'm still on the fence now, just given the state of my mom's health, and me being really one of the only people that she has that's here and is able to be there for her 24/7 basically, because that's what she needs. She can't walk anymore very well. She can't do a lot of things. Only really has one arm. Yeah, sorry, it's just really hard actually to even talk about this. But yeah, so I'm actually going through this dilemma right now. Currently, I'm honestly not sure if I even care about popping off. I don't even know if I care about, having this crazy career. I kind of, have been focused on just my spirit and my spiritual relationship with God. And then also kind of coming to terms with the fact that the music industry is not good. It's fucking horrific, actually. And coming to terms with that, and the fact that I will never, ever, 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 ever even want to be signed to a label, or ever want to be in the music industry. I really only want to, my main and only interest right now, besides obviously taking care of my mom, I mean, career-wise, is really just being an independent artist and taking independence as far as I can. Being a successful independent artist, independent studio, independent, collective, just taking independent creatorship as far as I can take it for me, and just really building directly with my people that support me, and building directly with people that are, out there, and just building one by one, a community of people, a community of supporters. Yeah, just one by one, kind of growing it myself. And it's kind of I don't know if I believe anymore that you have to move, because when I think of it, I think a lot of artists that have popped off from my city, they didn't pop off by moving. They popped off by the internet, by going viral on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that the internet, it seems like the internet has made it possible for us to reach however many people we want, whoever we want, in a way that we couldn't really do before. I mean, I don't think I've really experienced a lot of years without the internet. I remember having dial-up pretty early in my house. We had a Gateway computer, this really fat back-ass computer. But yeah, I don't know if I believe that you have to move in order to make things pop off. Now, I will say one thing, and this is the one thing that I would say about moving for me, is just putting a bit of uncomfortableness, putting a bit of unfamiliarity, just in terms of inspiration, just in terms of how hard you're actually going to go when you're not comfortable, I think is a lot harder than, you know, than when you are comfortable in a city that you already know, with the people that you already know. Like, it seems like putting yourself in that position where it's more expensive and it's more people and it's just a bigger place and it's, you know, different. It's a different place and you have to adapt. I think that that is good for character and, like, good for your character as a artist and as an independent creator and, like, business owner and stuff. I think putting yourself in a bigger city where you can get that energy of fast-pacedness and you can get that energy of other people around you that are also industrious and also trying to make it happen themselves, you know, because that's not really how it is at home, you know, if you live in a small town like me, or I guess it's not a small town. I don't want to say like, oh, Cincinnati's a small town, but it's not. But it also kind of is, because it's very small. Even though it's not small, it's still small. I don't know if that makes sense, but, you know, you definitely don't get that type of energy and that type of inspiration living here because it's much more slower paced. Yeah, people are settled down, you know what I'm saying? People aren't trying to race to, you know, try to build their own thing. Like, most people are probably working a job, a really good job, and just kind of like living their life, and maybe they'll have a family. And yeah, that's the energy you get here. But in New York and LA, I can feel the energy being different, and I can also feel it being easier to work with people that live in those cities, because I just think that working with people is much easier in person than online only. Like, if you are only have an online relationship with someone, I think it's fine, and I think you can definitely make music together and you can do stuff together. But I don't think it's the same. You know, that's why I flew out from Cincinnati to LA to link up with some other producers and artists and actually get and be in the studio with them, because they probably would not have remembered me, honestly, or had any type of connection to me, or really, like, been able to form a real type of relationship without seeing me in person and feeling me in person. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that it does make a difference when you're trying to connect with people that are in those cities. And I think a lot of really talented and a lot of, like, really, like, industrious people move to big cities. So that's where it's easiest to reach them, you know, all at once. There's all these creative people all kind of, like, working all the time. It's much easier to get into that flow. So at the same time, like, I see both sides of it. Like, I think that you can do a lot with the internet, but there's also an element of, like, when it comes to working with other people, you know, maybe at different levels than you, or maybe that you want to work with, I think it is much easier to actually move forward much quicker and much faster and easier by having that in real life connection with someone, at least initially, and then kind of going from there. But again, the same thing can be accomplished by flying in and out of cities. So it's like, do you actually have to move to somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Can you just kind of fly in and out of somewhere? You know, I'm not sure. I'm still not exactly sure, but I definitely see both sides of it. And I hope that, like, this video gives you guys some type of perspective on it for yourselves. But definitely come to the space on Friday. We're going to be in there chopping it up, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, Leo Pastel, Jamie Cornelia, the freaking best host in the world. So come through, you know what I'm saying? Come talk, come share your opinions. They're going to be sharing theirs, I'm going to be sharing mine. We're going to all be asking the questions that we have and, you know, finding solutions together, and yeah, just sharing with hundreds and hundreds of artists. So come through, you know. And if you don't have a community of people that you can really, like, talk to about stuff like this, or I guess just talk to at all and gain some type of perspective, or, like, know about new opportunities that people are looking at, or just, you know, little things like that, come to the space on Friday, and then from there we can add you to our private group chat, but you have to come to the space first. But yeah, I love you guys, you know. I hope that this helps you make your own decisions, and honestly, I hope that it helps me make mine, you know. My braces look cool. But anyway, peace. I will see you guys tomorrow. Krash World, gang gang, you already know. Boom. Trust God. Peace and love.